Putih
Record. Okay, kalau melalui Webex ni, saya akan record kita punya lecture later on when you need to refer or maybe your others tak dapat join kita, contohnya macam Isa dengan Indonesia mesti tahulah. Then I will put the link in the Ulearn, then you can click to that link lah untuk refer balik to our lecture. Okay, one more thing, you can go to Ulearn now. Under week 7, saya ada letak attendance so please click on the attendance. Okay, I'm going to type here, nanti you refer so please go to Ulearn under week 7 and record your attendance. Okay. Okay, can some of you pergi tak sekarang tengok okay ke tak okay untuk record attendance tu?
Kejap tengah cuba.
On the way Puan.
Ada orang cadangkan semua orang mutekan diri and unmute bila ada soalan untuk Puan. I think that's a good suggestion.
Ya,
Okay, so
buat
that we can minimize the disturbance and you can hear my voice clearly. Okay, unless when you have question, then you can unmute and you can talk. Are we agree on this?
Agree.
Okay, you can do that now. Okay, ada masalah tak untuk record attendance on the Ulearn?
Sorry Puan, dekat mana? Tak jumpa.
Nak jumpa?
Tak keluar lah
Tengah cuba
Puan.
Puan. Tengah cuba.
Oh ni dekat week 7, okay dah jumpa dah.
Bawah week 7, attendance.
Lepas tu nak buat dekat apa ni? Tekan Mei.
Saya tak tahu apa yang you all nampak sebab saya bukan student.
Oh, jap. Mana?
Boleh tak share you punya ni?
Kejap bang.
Dekat
Share desktop.
share tu, share my meeting window.
Kita stop.
Siapa nak share? Seorang je.
Edit. Edit share.
Azim.
Ni
Ya,
poin-poin.
Azim.
Azim lah Azim.
Azim
Kedua
Puan.
laptop.
Share you punya meeting window on Ulearn, saya nak tengok.
Buat.
Saya pakai dua laptop Puan. Saya buka Ulearn kat laptop lain. Tu edit share lah.
Cakap betul Jim.
Ini ada banyak laptop.
Azim orang kaya Kedah.
Okay, so ini
Nak dengar apa ni?
discourse status. Okay, tak apalah, biar dulu. Nanti saya check balik sebab saya pun first time guna attendance on the Ulearn sebab ini one of the requirement yang Unit Academic minta lah as a proof that we carry out the online class. Okay, but kalau yang ini ada masalah, I can still use kita punya Webex punya record lah. Okay, sebab kalau you tengok dekat sini dia ada participant, so I can check siapa ada, siapa tak ada. It's actually very difficult for me to tell you that it is compulsory to join the online class sebab kita ada banyak constraint kan. Maybe some of you tak ada internet kat rumah ataupun signal is very bad and all that. Tapi we have to start something lah. Okay?
Yeah.
So we will try our best. Saya tak nak cakap okay compulsory untuk awak join online class, tak. But as long as you buat semua assignment yang saya issue, bagi kerjasama dengan you punya members, then it should be okay lah. Okay, so ethics is actually very straightforward untuk you. Okay, okay. Coming back to our lecture now. Okay, so actually saya punya notes pun dah straightforward. So confidentiality is a hallmark of the profession. The requirement that members of the yep.
Tunjuk slide.
Tak nampak
Tak.
Dah ada dah. Kalian tak nampak slide ke?
Tak nampak.
Tak nampak.
Nampak ah.
Mana?
Depan
Dari
mata.
Zaif.
Siapa yang kata tak nampak tu share you punya meeting window?
Macam mana nak share?
You pergi dekat share. Tu siapa?
Vikram.
Okay. You
Mana
pergi
button share pun?
share my meeting window.
Share content ke?
Kan. Share. Saya nak tengok apa yang keluar dekat awak punya window.
Good morning Puan. Tadi nampak, sekarang tak nampak.
Sama.
Share belum?
Macam mana nak
Sama
share
lah Puan.
pun?
Tak nampak Puan.
Saya noob.
Dia klik share pun Puan.
Tekan ni share content.
Puan tak nampak.
Kan share content. Share content
Macam Rusaidi share content ni saya nampak apa yang keluar dekat window dia.
Oh.
Okay?
You punya laptop ke phone?
Dia punya
Saya ada.
nampak tak Puan?
Ada je.
Okay tak? Can I continue?
Boleh Puan.
Okay.
Puan dekat saya tak ada.
Siapa
Saya
yang
pun
tak
tak
ada?
ada.
Sama lah tak ada.
Ada tu?
Azim
Okey,
tak ada.
Saya cuba share content. Saya tak boleh content macam ni. Saya nak Okay, Vikram, you kena stop sharing content. Stop. Pergi dekat atas tu dia akan keluar
Atas.
untuk you stop sharing.
Tak jumpa.
Tak jumpa. Okay, kejap.
Puan, saya guna browser.
Pula Ikram.
Puan, saya guna browser.
Browser.
Tak guna app.
Dia tak guna app. Apa kita explore sama-sama tengok. Okay, macam sekarang ni berapa ramai yang share content ni?
Rasa kenapa sangkut ni? Okay dah.
Okay, I want you to
Hi Wan.
Hai Vikram.
bersama you open dah rindu-rindu .
Rasanya Puan je kot yang boleh share. Kita orang kena
Boleh
off.
lah.
Maybe off and on back the share Puan.
Ke sambung kelas esok.
Oi.
Cuma tak ada kelas lah, come on.
Cuba bagi Puan seorang je share.
Yang lain tak payah share lah.
Betul.
Macam aku nampak jenis slide confidentially and proprietary information.
Yeah, you supposed to see that. So kalau you tak nampak tu sama ada you
Keluar masuk balik apa yang beli?
Jangan.
masuk balik. Keluar dan masuk balik. Cubalah. Sebab saya pun banyak lagi benda yang saya tak pasti pasal Webex ni. So kita sama-sama explore.
Okay.
Okay, so saya cuba keluar dan masuk balik.
Yes. Do that. So ada orang bukan setakat keluar daripada Webex, dia siap keluar lagi daripada tempat duduk dia.
Dia pergi mandi Puan.
Apa lagi yang belum mandi tu?
Makan Puan, makan.
Azim belum mandi.
Weh, mana ada?
Mandi Azim.
Mandi.
Azim.
Hei.
Ya, Azim muka tak mandi Azim. Pakai songkok.
Dah tak mandi.
Oh, nak kata aku semua laju ni.
Saya ada problem kenapa saya tak boleh nak klik dekat saya punya slide.
Teruskan jalan, nanti I ambil dari Yulen.
Okay. Another thing is, are you
sama.
comfortable with our timing? Pukul 12 ni, kalau ikut ini our class masa kita buat face to face. So, is there any request untuk saya tukar waktu? Ke this is good enough?
Good enough kan?
Good enough Okay.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, but I can see the PowerPoint like right now.
Saya pun baru nampak.
Boleh, boleh.
Saya pun baru nampak. After
Yes,
live and join, I
finally.
can see that PowerPoint.
Okay, so we continue. Okay.
Yes, okay.
I said that confidential is mentioned in most engineering codes of ethics and applied in other profession. Contohnya medicine. So you cannot just go to the doctor and ask the doctor for information, let's say of your friend or your colleague or something like that. Okay. So this is what we call confidential. And in the case of law and attorney-client privilege is a well-established doctrine. Means you cannot just, if you are being a lawyer, you cannot just share your information with other people. Okay, so this also same goes to the engineers, okay, which you have the obligation to keep proprietary information of their employer of client confidential. Okay, contohnya, let's say you are working for a car manufacturer and you are working on a project to produce a new product. Okay, so during your design stage, probably you are excited, you want to share with your friend and you start telling your friend through social media a bit here and there. Okay, is that right or wrong?
Yes.
It's wrong.
It's wrong, right?
Oh,
Because
it's wrong.
confidential.
Madam.
Okay. So why must some engineering information be kept confidential? Okay. So most of information about how a business is run, its product and its suppliers directly affects the company's ability to compete in a marketplace. Okay, contohnya kalau let's say Proton is planning to release a new product, apa the next one you know after X70? Anyone? Is there
Saga.
any
S50.
S50?
Lah.
Yang macam
And then
kereta.
suddenly, Perdua heard about that and
Hi,
you know
Faris.
how Proton and Perdua always compete each other, right? So they also planning the same thing.
Harus.
Jadi the business is not being well lah because now you punya targeted customer dah ada second thoughts. They are considering, instead I'm buying from Proton, I would probably buy from Perdua because Perdua can offer me much cheaper option, right? Okay. So that goes for the such information can be used by a competitor to gain advantage or to catch up. Okay. And then it is your responsibilities to keep such information confidential to the extent possible. Okay. So what type of information should be kept confidential? Okay. So the direct one, you know that obvious information such as test results and data, information about upcoming unreleased products and design or formula for product. And other information is the standard business information like number of employees working on a project, identity of suppliers, marketing strategies, production costs and also production yields. Okay, PKP banyak tengok cerita apa? K-drama?
Tengok Naruto anime sampai habis.
Tengok Naruto?
Jujur sangat.
Tengoklah Naruto. Okay, siapa ada tengok? Saya tertengoklah satu K-drama tajuk dia Miseng. Siapa ada tengok?
Drama.
Tengok K-drama puan. Tengok cerita Melayu je puan.
Tengok Hotel Del
Melayu
Luna.
kita Melayu.
Hotel Del Luna semua tak bagi you.
Tengok cerita Melayu. Nanti
Tengok berita,
artis-
tengok berita.
artis bunuh
Oh,
diri.
the world of the marriage. The world of the marriage.
Memory of the Alhambra. Memory of the Alhambra.
Hari-hari berita.
I would suggest you to watch this Misang sebab dia ada banyak what do you call it, real life punya working environment, especially on integrity, bribery and all those. Okay. And dia punya jalan cerita memang menarik. Even my husband yang jadi tak tengok K-drama pun boleh hook with this drama. So lepas ni kalau PKP masih panjang lagi, you boleh try lah lepas habis semester, lepas habis you punya sesi untuk semester 2. Alright, okay, let's continue. Mana tadi slide? Okay, so Saudi company memang ada strict policies lah regarding the disclosure of business information and require all employees to sign them. So bila you kerja later on, you will see all this document. And what is meant by proprietary is commonly known as internal company communications lah. Okay, so only certain people have access to that information. And the grey areas of keeping confidential is when an employee resign and move to a new employer in the same technical area. Means kalau sebelum ni, let's say you work for Proton as a mechanical engineer, you are mechanical, nanti tak tahu details pula. Okay, you BEA kan? So let's say you are working on the PLC. And then you go to luar pun you akan ada PLC juga, right? So takkan you tak boleh nak carry your knowledge ke luar. Okay, so that is contoh of the grey areas of keeping confidential because the knowledge is already there. And normally when you are hired, you are expected to share the knowledge with your new employer. Okay, so this kind of thing is very difficult to say that it is confidential. Okay, are you following me on the discussion?
Yes.
Satu saya lagi suka kelas face to face.
Yes.
Yes, madam.
Okay, so the next issue under the rights and responsibilities in engineer is conflict of interest. So are you familiar with this conflict of interest? Apa maksud dia?
Yes.
Apa maksud dia? Siapa yang cakap yes tu?
Azim pun, Azim.
Diorang
Azim.
ada minat masing-masing.
Minat masing-masing. Tak ada kena-mena dengan minat, Azim. Interest doesn't mean minat, Okay, so what is this conflict of interest? Okay, conflict of interest arises when an interest, if pursued, could keep a professional from meeting one of his obligation. Contohnya, if you are an engineer doing tender and you are supposed to list down siapa contractor to carry out that project, and one of the contractor probably your friend ke your family member, so you punya judgement probably akan dipengaruhi oleh that relationship lah. Okay, of course kalau you nak jaga friendship ke ataupun nak jaga hubungan kekeluargaan, you will select the company that belongs to your friend or your family. Sebab tu kalau you tengok kalau ada pertandingan kan ataupun peraduan, dia akan cakap kat situ members of the company or diorang punya relative are not allowed to join the contest. Betul ke tidak? Tak ada respon?
Betul.
Okay.
Betul puan.
Supaya tak bias.
Okay. Ini contoh lah Okay. A civil engineer working for a state department of highways might have a financial interest in a company that has a bid on a construction project. Okay, this is what I have explained before. So nanti you bacalah. Kita dah bagi contoh tadi kan. Okay. And then the next one, types of conflict of interest. Okay. Actual conflict of interest is what the example given previously, which compromise objective engineering judgment. And then the second type is the potential conflict of interest, which threaten to easily become actual conflict of interest. Example, an engineer might find herself becoming friends with a supplier for her company. So although this situation doesn't necessarily constitute a conflict, there is the potential that the engineer's judgment might become conflicted by the desire to maintain the friendship. Okay, so kalau you nak elakkan, just jarakkanlah diri daripada supplier tu, which is not nice juga lah kan. But if you put a boundary with your friend to say that my friendship to you and my job is different thing. Okay. So kalau dia tak faham tu nasib lah. Okay. And then the third one is appearance of a conflict of interest. Okay. For example, when an engineer is paid based on the percentage of the cost of the design, there is clearly no incentive to cut costs in this situation, and it may appear that the engineer is making the design more expensive simply to generate a larger fee. Contoh consultant, engineering consultant, let's say masa dia punya agreement, client cakap, okay, you get 10% of this project punya value. Okay, so let's say the value of that project is 10 million. So this engineering consultant will get berapa? 1 million, right? Itu dia punya anggaran kasar. Okay, let's say during the design stage, you find out that the value could be lower than 10 million. Okay, you ada buat saving punya design whatsoever. So you boleh jimatkan projek tu jadi 8 juta. But you punya fee nanti akan jadi just 800,000 sajalah, betul? Tak ada respon pun?
Betul.
Okay, so
Betul.
kalau you as the engineer, which one would you go? You will go for the 10 million ke you will go for the 8 million?
10 million.
10 million because I have a family to feed.
Itu memang nature of human being kan, but it is what we call appearance of a conflict of interest. Okay, you ada issue of conflict dekat situ. So kalau betul you carry out based on you punya engineering punya principle, you akan follow sajalah 8 juta lah. Okay, this is something that nanti bila you kerja you will be in that dilemma. Okay. Okay, then yang tadi? Kita dah salah. Sorry. Saya dah jauh sangat.
Conflict of interest.
So nanti sikit-sikit bila you argue kat orang, oh ni conflict of interest ni. Bolehlah guna that term. Okay, it's not about minat Okay, so ini yang keberapa? Mana tadi? Okay, so these are the what do you call it? Terms of the conflict of interest. So a good way to avoid conflict of interest is to follow the guidance of the company policy. Okay, macam just now I said that kalau you buat tender, lepas tu you tahu that ada family you ataupun kawan you yang masuk that tender, probably you should take out yourself from doing that project. Okay, you declare dekat you punya boss, okay, dalam this contractor punya ni ada you punya family, so you tak nak buat this project. Okay, so in the absence of such a policy, ask a co-worker or your manager for second opinion, and it will make it clear that you are not trying to hide something. Macam saya cakap tadi lah, you declare siap-siap. Okay, and then in the absence of both option, it is best to examine your motive and use problem solving techniques. Okay, kalau you tak ada guidelines, and then you pergi cakap dengan you punya co-worker you pun cakap tak kisahlah, belasah je lah. Okay, then you still ada consigns you still rasa benda tu salah, then you decide balik guna problem solving technique. What are problem solving techniques that we have come across before? Okay, saya nak tanya Amirul Ashraf lah. Dandan dia tak ada kamera dah. Amirul Ashraf, where are you?
Ya.
Ah?
Jawab.
Mana Amirul Ashraf? Apa satu contoh problem solving techniques you nak solve a technical punya isu ataupun ethical punya isu? Remember? Remember kita cerita pasal tasik lah, apalah semua. That is apa? Ha? Tak boleh jawab. Okey, saya tanya dengan Haris lah, Haris. Haris gelak terus. Oh, teruk you all ni. Berapa lama kita PKP? 45 hari
Saya tak ingat perempuan.
Lost count of day.
Haris dia line slow
Iwan.
Hakimi? Hello Hakimi. Macam-macam lah ni online ya. Boleh suka-suka je disconnect Bukan face to face. Okay, so to refresh your memory, the problem solving techniques, we have the flow chart, remember? And then we have the line drawing techniques. And then another one is creative middle way, okay? So look to the statements in the professional ethics codes that uniformly forbid conflict of interest. Kalau you notice that under the NSPE and also Board of Engineering, they mention about the conflict of interest. Ada kan come across masa kita buat tutorial? Okay? Okay, so now the next one is the professional rights, okay? So previously we have talked about that professional status of engineering confers many responsibilities. It's all about responsibilities, okay? But do you have rights actually? Takkan asyik responsibilities je. You punya hak macam mana?
Ada.
So engineers also have rights to go along with these responsibilities, and not all of these rights come about to professional status of engineering. Okay, it's not just about your job, it's also about you punya human rights. Okay, so there are rights that individuals have regardless of the professional status, including your right to privacy, your right to participate in activities of one's own choosing outside of work. Contohnya apa? Contohnya apa? Can you join the political punya association? You nak masuk PAS ke? You nak masuk UMNO ke?
Boleh.
Do you right?
Boleh.
Right, ya? Okay, and then the right to reasonably object to company policies without fear of retribution. Do you understand that? Betul? Apa maksud dia?
Yes.
Oh,
Tak faham.
tak faham.
I don't.
Tadi Vikram cakap yes. Apa tu Vikram?
Spell ML.
Ha?
Tak.
Vikram kan cakap yes?
Ya, betul.
Puan. Betul puan.
Okay, Vikram, please explain you punya vision.
Macam dia buat polisi yang tak masuk akal, kita boleh bangkang lah puan.
And then without fear of retribution, maknanya
Yes.
sepatutnya you
Contohnya-
diberikan tindakan lah. Okay,
Ah,
maknanya because you complain, they transfer you to another branch, or if you complain, they give you more workload, or worse, they terminate from your job. Okay, and then right to due process. Okay, apa maksud dia? Okay, this is related to the legal rights lah. Okay, Alright. And then next one, the most fundamental right of an engineer is the right of professional conscience, and this involves the right to exercise professional judgment in discharging one's duties and to exercise this judgment in an ethical manner. Okay, this right is basic to engineers' professional practice. Okay. The right of professional conscience can have many aspects. For example, the right to refuse to engage in unethical behavior. For example, here is given an engineer is asked to falsify a test result or fudge on the safety of a product. Okay, any example that you have heard before? Ada siapa-siapa nak kongsi? Okay, bribery is one of the unethical behavior. Contohnya, kalau you nak dapatkan kelulusan daripada authority, right? So, you punya superior cakap, okay, it's common lah you pergi bawa that officer makan ke, you entertain dia ke. So, you know that this is not ethical punya behavior. So, you have the right to refuse doing this. Okay? Okay, and then, okay, we have done with the professional right. Now, we look into the whistleblowing, which is, I think, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this whistleblowing is something people mention most of the time. Why? Have you heard of whistleblowing? Tak ada.
No idea.
Dengar pasal Dr. Li Wenliang?
Yes.
The Chinese doctor that the first doctor that exposed on this what do you call it, disease, virus, but was being I don't know whether he was arrested or not, tapi dia diberi tekanan lah. Okay, so Dr. Li Wenliang is the whistleblower known for exposing about COVID-19, yeah. Okay, so kalau you pergi dekat YouTube ada banyak video talking about Dr. Li Wenliang. Okay, so what is whistleblowing? Sini hujan ya, tempat you hujan tak? Okay, so whistleblowing is the act by an employee of informing the public or higher management of unethical or illegal behavior by an employer or supervisor. And engineers have a duty.
Apakah itu?
Bising oi. Bising.
Engineers have a duty to protect the public safety.
Mute.
And engineers have the right to be ethical, and this whistleblowing should be the last resort. Bukannya kalau ada sikit-sikit isu, you pergi expose. Okay, bila you dah tak ada pilihan, baru you expose. Okay. Types of whistleblowing. You have internal whistleblowing, and engineer reports within the company, and external and engineer goes outside of the company, e.g. to the media, law enforcement regulators. So for internal, let's say you are a young engineer, okay, and you are working under a superior, let's say your senior engineer. And above the senior engineer, you have probably manager, project manager, and then you have project director. You dah biasa kerja, you will understand this hierarchy. And let's say that you know that you punya senior engineer is doing something unethical, okay? And you tahu benda tu salah, you can go to the next level, okay? And tell your manager or something on that unethical behavior. So that is internal. It happens within the company. External, when you know that you go to the top level pun doesn't help the situation. And you think that the best thing is to share with the public. Contohnya macam Dr. Li Wenliang lah. Okay, so that is what we call as external whistleblowing. Okay. And then, when should whistleblowing be attempted? Okay, this is a big issue. Whistleblowing is not something that you should be doing okay, because it has a lot of impact. So if you really want to attempt, you need to consider a few things, okay. The first one is need, okay. There must be a clear and important harm that can be avoided by blowing the whistle. In deciding whether to go public, the employee needs to have a sense of proportion. Okay. Sama ada you nak cakap tu akan mendatangkan apa-apa masalah. Macam isu Dr. Lee Wen Yang, dia tahu that this virus is very dangerous and the government is keeping quiet about this. Dan dia tahu kalau dia tak release the information, there will be a lot of harm to the society. So that's why he do this whistleblowing. And you don't need to blow the whistle about everything, just the important things. Okay. And then the second one, proximity. Okay. The whistleblower must be in a very clear position to report on the problem. Hearsay is not adequate. First-hand knowledge is essential to making an effective case about wrongdoing. Okay, ini dia memang betul-betul handle that situation. Okay, bukannya macam kawan atas kawan. Okay, saya dengar kawan saya cakap macam ni. Okay, so you don't have that the right to whistleblowing if you are not in that situation. Okay, and then this point also implies that the whistleblower must have enough expertise in the area to make a realistic assessment of the situation. Okay, macam tadi saya bagi contoh, you are a young engineer, right? So maybe you punya knowledge is not that much. And probably your senior engineer is making that decision because he has more experience than you. So you have to question yourself, you betul-betul tahu about the issue or not, and why your senior engineer is making that decision, for example. Unless you are really into the world, let's say you are doing the design everything, then only you have that right to whistleblow. Okay, and then the next one is the capability. Okay, the whistleblower must have a reasonable chance of success in stopping the harmful activity. You are not obligated to risk your career and the financial security of your family if you can't see the case through to completion. Okay, dia bukanlah macam you kena jadi apa orang kata, hero ke, kena sacrifice diri you ke. So you kena tengok juga the situation, okay. Macam mana you punya future and everything. Unless kalau benda tu memang sangat membahayakan. Kalau isu pasal salah laku and everything, kalau memang you nampak risiko dia akan menyebabkan you diberhenti kerja, you put on hold first. Okay. And then lastly is last resort. Whistleblowing should be attempted only if there is no one else more capable or more proximate to blow the whistle, and if you feel that all other lines of action within the context of the organization have been explored and shut off. Okay, this is the last thing lah you should do when you have no other choice. Okay, and then okay, so these are the, nanti you baca lah nanti sekarang cakap you penat pula dengar. Okay, okay, this is the case study of the Bay. Saya pun penat juga cakap seorang-seorang ni. Okay, this is a case study come out in the engineering ethics books by Flederman. Is on the Bay Area Rapid Transit. Okay, you can see the conflict of interest and whistleblowing punya situation in this. Okay, so what is this BUD? Okay, so this is a project which links San Francisco with cities across the Bay. Okay, Bay apa? Macam area pelabuhan macam tu lah kan. Okay, and built with tax fund, maknanya menggunakan duit rakyat, and had tremendous cost overruns and delays attributed to introduction of innovative methods of communicating with individual trains and controlling them automatically. Okay, so ini macam projek LRT lah. Okay, sekarang kat Malaysia pun MRT Okay, so dia dah mengambil masa yang lama. Okay, and then plain fail-safe operation was replaced by complex redundancy scheme. And fail-safe system have a train stop. Under this system, they design fail-safe system have a train stop if something breaks down. And this redundancy tries to keep trains running by switching faulted components to alternate one. Redundancy ni selalunya as a backup system lah. Okay, they call it redundancy. Nanti later on bila you kerja, you akan nampak lah system. Okay. And so this is the opportunity to build real system from scratch, but what you call it, the old technologies and all that lah. And engineers felt that too much experimentation was done without safeguard. Okay, so there are 3 engineers involved in this project, which are, saya nak spell nama dia pun saya tak reti. Saya rasa dia ni orang, I don't know, Sweden ke, Jotsvang Jerman ke Jotsvang?
Jotsvang.
Jotsvang Y Bruder Miss M. Blankensee identified dangers only recognized by management much later. Okay, maknanya these 3 people, they've identified this problem lah under the project. The first one is the unsafe automatic train control. Second is testing. The testing and the operator training is inadequate. And computer software problem pervasive and insufficient monitoring of contractors. Okay, so these are the problem under the construction. So these 3 engineers wrote a number of memos and voiced their concern to their employers and colleagues, even though none of them were not specifically assigned to the safety of the automatic control system. Okay, they just based on their observation, so they write all these comments lah. But actually they are not under this safety of the automatic control system. So do you think they have the right to do this? Before I continue, like macam tadi saya mention, you kena ada the proximity kan. So in this case, we don't have this. Okay. Jotsvang wrote an anonymous memo summarizing the problems and distributed it to nearly all levels of management. So ini betul ke tak betul dia buat?
Tak betul.
Satu, he goes by anonymous. Okay, maknanya tidak diketahui. And then dia hantar pada semua level of management. Okay, sepatutnya you kena identify siapa yang sepatutnya dapat this information. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, 25. Okay, so the memo argued for a new system engineering department lah. Means inside the memo is also asking for a new system management, and management felt that the memo was suspicious and unprofessional because you are sending it as anonymous, since done outside normal channels of accountability. Okay, management felt that Jotsvang wanted to be the manager of the new department. So people start being suspicious. Okay, you complain tu because you ada kepentingan ataupun you ada udang di sebalik batu lah, bahasa Melayu cakap. Okay. Contacted members of board of directors when their concerns were not taken seriously by lower levels of management. Okay, so sebab dia tak puas hati sebab the management dah ignore dia, so he goes direct to the board of directors. Okay, management perspective on this was that they acted improperly since not an approved organizational channel. Maknanya dia tak melalui proper channel lah. And to get independent view, the engineers contacted a private engineering consultant. Okay, maknanya sekarang ni because their complaint is not being entertained, nobody concern. So they hire another private engineering consultant. And Okay, one of the board director, D. Helix, listened and agreed to contact top management while keeping the engineers' names confidential. Okay, maknanya this director is bringing the issue to the top management lah. Okay, Helix released unsigned engineers' memos and the consultant report to local newspapers. So kenapa dia buat ni? Okay, issue is still not solved, but you already releasing the information to the local management, local newspapers. Okay, and management sought to locate source of Helix information, and all the engineers of course now lie about their involvement lah. Okay, macam orang kata baling batu, sembunyi tangan lah, tak nak bertanggungjawab. At Helix request, engineers later agreed to reveal themselves by going in front of board of directors to try to remedy safety problems, but they were unable to convince the board of those problems. Kenapa? Why they are unable to convince? Why? Siapa nak bagi pendapat?
Because they are not directly involved in this project.
Yes, because they are not directly involved in this project. Okay. Thank you, Vikram. Kita dekat berapa ni? 29.
Welcome.
Okay, so now because they are on the what do you call it, dah kalah, so they sued BAT punya management and these things settled out of court. Okay, so IEEE filed a friend of the court document noting in the engineer's defense the engineer's professional duty to promote the public welfare as stated in IEEE Code of Ethics. Actually, memang ada problem dalam BATS punya project ni. Cuma sekarang ni because these three engineers is not directly in that project, so that's why what do you call it, they do not get attention lah needed. Okay, so ini adalah contoh whistleblowing lah. Okay. And then we have whistleblower protection under SPRM. I don't want to go through this because this is it's all about term and all that. So please read on your own. Tak banyak pun. Okay, ada dalam 2 muka surat. Lebih kurang. Nanti you tengok sendiri. Okay. So I don't expect that we go until 1 hour. It's already long enough for online class. But thank you for staying put. Okay. So shall we have another WebEx class next week, Monday?
Sure.
Yes, we can.
Sure.
Invite the link to you to
To you,
WhatsApp.
Miss.
Okay.
Esok pun boleh buat.
InsyaAllah, insyaAllah.
Ada?
At the same time.
At the same time, 12 p.m. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me today. To Muslim, selamat berbuka puasa. Jangan berhenti puasa.
Awal.
Okay.
Selamat
And
puasa.
see
Berbuka
you
puasa,
next
Wan.
week.
See you, Puan. Bye.
Bye, Puan.
Ada sebelah.
Oi, bising gila.
Terima kasih, Puan.
Bye. Terima kasih, Puan.
Okay,